The thing I think a lot of folks don't understand about a newspaper is the fact that we're in a 24-hour news cycle, so we're constantly trying to come up with a good story and give as much time and energy into a story that they see they see immediately online and the next day in the newspaper.
For more than 195 years, the Repository in Canton has been producing a newspaper, keeping Stark County area residents informed about what is happening and how it affects them. Every day at the Repository is a news day. A team of men and women, from reporters and editors to page designers and salespeople to pressmen, produce what some in the newspaper business call the daily miracle. In today's digital world, there are new ways to deliver news and information, but the printed page remains a major resource for many in the Stark County area. Who are the people behind the paper? How does this paper get published 365 days a year? Let's take a look behind the scenes to see who some of these people are at the Repository.
There are times when we feel like we're on a treadmill, because we don't have the option of not putting one out tomorrow because we're tired or we had staff call in sick or it's a quiet day out there. We don't have that option. So we sort of live under the compulsion of having to create stuff, literally. We come to work today, we've got to get stuff going every single day. It also helps to look ahead 1 day, 2 days, 3 days a week. The more we look ahead and plan, the better off we are, so that when we come to work in the morning, we don't start with a blank slate every single day. The single most important part of my job is goal setting and then communicating those goals to a staff of about 60 journalists. Making a newspaper is a team sport, a collaborative, creative effort. And we do it best when everybody brings their creativity in their unique ways to the enterprise, but we get the best result when we're all marching to the same goal. So it's my job as executive editor to set those goals.
My most important job function is to, first of all, determine what story or stories we pursue for that day or for the future days, get some pieces launched. And then secondly, on a day-to-day basis, my job involves determining the 1 or 2 top stories of the day that we put on our page 1 of our newspaper and give prominent display to on our website. We are telling the readers by making that value judgment that those 2 stories are the most important stories of the day and they impact their lives, and they should read those 2 stories or that story before they go into the rest of the paper. I work with our executive editor, Jeff Gauger, quite a bit, and I also work with our assistant managing editors, Veronica Van Dress and Scott Brown. Veronica handles the news end of it, and Scott Brown handles the publication end of it, the output end of it, the newspaper design and so forth. And I also work closely with some of the other editors, including our sports editor, Joe Frollo, our city editor, Dave Serino, lifestyles editor, Gary Brown, and photo chief, Stan Myers. I rely on the talents of the folks that work in specific departments to execute some of the direction that I give them. My function is basically to keep the ship going in the right direction, and if I determine it's off course, try to veer it in that direction, and also be responsive to the public. If the public calls with a question or a complaint or a concern, I want to address that and try to make that customer a happy customer, whether it's an online customer or someone who buys a printed version of our newspaper.